The Bahrain Royal Equestrian and Endurance Federation organized at the Bahrain International Endurance Village the international and local Ramadan qualifying races as part of the final events of the 2023-2024 sports season. The races witnessed significant participation of stables and riders in the 160-kilometer international race, the 100-kilometer international and local qualifying race, the 120-kilometer international qualifying race, and the local qualifying races of 40 and 80 kilometers. The races were held in several stages, with the teams and stables officials closely monitoring the supporting and riders throughout the stages. These international and local qualifying races are part of the Federation's commitment to support stables and riders and preparing horses for the upcoming local and international competitions. The Federation has achieved remarkable success in this season, which witnessed the organization of several championships. The GCC launched its vision for regional security during an event held at the headquarters of the General Secretariat of the GCC in Riyadh. The Kingdom of Bahrain was represented by the Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Political Affairs, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, in the presence of the GCC Secretary General Jocelyn Bdawi and representatives of the Ministries of Foreign Affairs of the GCC and the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. Dr. Sheikh Abdullah said Bahrain always affirms its commitment to joint Gulf action within the framework of the unity of purpose and destiny, pointing to the tireless efforts made by the kingdom to establish the foundations of security and stability in the region, believing in the strong values of peace and development. He reviewed the security challenges facing the region and their impact on global security and peace, stressing the need for full preparedness, constant vigilance, and collective action to create a more peaceful, stable, and prosperous region. The Kingdom of Bahrain ranked second in the Arab world and 56th globally in the Women, Peace and Security Index issued by the Georgetown Institute for Women and Peace and the Peace Research Institute in Oslo in its fourth edition, out of 177 countries around the world. According to the report, Bahrain achieved progress in the Financial Inclusion Index for Women during the year 2023 compared to 2017. The report also recorded an increase in the percentage of women's participation in the legislative authority compared to 2017 and showed that the Kingdom of Bahrain was among the best countries in the indicators of combating political violence against women and conflicts. The Sunni Waqf Directorate concluded the second Holy Quran competition in cooperation with the Friendship Society for the Blind. 29 students were honored at the closing ceremony of the competition in the presence of the chairman of the Sunni Waqf Directorate, Dr. Sheikh Rashid Al-Hajri. Dr. Sheikh Al-Hajri indicated that the Sunni Waqf is organizing several events as a community partnership with a number of institutions for students who have a desire to learn in fulfillment of the visions of His Majesty the King, who gives special attention to the service of the Holy Quran with the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The head of the Friendship Society for the Blind said that organizing this event is a good opportunity and the students were taught to the fullest extent, praising the keenness and follow-up of the chairman of the Sunni Waqf in ensuring the success of the event. Citizens and residents in Bahrain are keen to perform Umrah rituals during the holy month of Ramadan. Travel agencies and Umrah campaigns organize their air and land trips throughout the days of the holy month. More in this report. With the holy month of Ramadan, Muslims around the world long to visit the holy lands to perform Umrah in Ramadan. Citizens and residents of the kingdom are keen to visit the holy site during the blessed month in a religious trip that plays a major role in the fields of tourism and air transport, as it is the peak period for travel agencies and Umrah campaigns, which work hard to meet the great demand for Umrah during the month of Ramadan. A number of Umrah pilgrims expressed a longing to see the holy Kaaba and complete the Umrah rituals in these blessed days. The Ministry of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Waqf, through the Hajj and Umrah Affairs Department, has a major role in providing all facilities to travel agencies and Umrah campaigns, as it is keen to provide everything that would further facilitate the procedures for Umrah trips during the holy month. And in Arab and international news, the General Authority for the Prophet's Mosque Affairs announced that Tahajjud prayers are scheduled to be held starting today and confirmed its human service, technical and field readiness for the last 10 days of Ramadan. The authority will begin implementing its operational plan for the last 10 days amidst the integration of the system of services provided and the harnessing of human and mechanical capabilities for the comfort of those visiting the Prophet's Mosque during the holy month. And in Arab and international news, the United States welcomed the formation of a new Palestinian autonomy government, signaling it is accepting the revised cabinet lineup as a step towards Palestinian political reform. The Biden administration has called for revitalizing the West Bank-based Palestinian Authority in hopes that it can also administer the Gaza Strip once the war ends. The U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said the U.S. looks forward to working with the new group of ministers to deliver the credible reforms, and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas revealed the formation of new government headed by his advisor Mohammed Mustafa, who pledged to form a government and establish an independent trust fund to help rebuild Gaza. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said over 1 million people in Gaza are experiencing extreme levels of food insecurity as Israel continues to pound the territory and block the entry of aid. The UN body stressed that aid delivered by land is the only way Palestinians in Gaza can currently survive, and that time is running out as more and more people die of hunger and starvation. At least 27 children have so far died of malnutrition and dehydration, with the death toll expected to be much higher. And at least 32,623 Palestinians have been killed since Israel's offensive began on October 7th. A United Nations-backed Global Authority on Food Security warned that immediate action is needed to prevent widespread death and total collapse of livelihoods and avert a catastrophic hunger crisis in Sudan. The Integrated Food Security Phase classification said that nearly 5 million were on the verge of catastrophic hunger. The U.S. warned that it would push the Council to take action to get aid to starving people in Sudan, possibly by authorizing cross-border deliveries. In the meantime, the United Kingdom has announced that it will double its funding for Sudan as the humanitarian crisis worsens in the African country. The UK boosted its funding, bringing its total commitments in 2024 to 2025 to £89 million. The conflict in Sudan has caused more than 8 million people to flee their homes, with over 6 million displaced within Sudan itself. A recent study revealed that climate change is creating massive heat waves that are slowly creeping across the world and affecting more people for longer periods through higher temperatures over larger areas. More in this report. Many recent studies have appeared that monitor the impact of heat waves and their impact on humanity in all parts of the world. A new study has shown that climate change creates massive heat waves that affect a larger number of people through higher temperatures over larger areas. This study sends a clear warning. It warns of the danger of heat waves. The same study also revealed that heat waves are getting worse as these waves have become more comprehensive and intensely concentrated during the period of their continuation and movement across the continents, as heat waves slowed down for the longest period in the continent of Africa, while North America and Australia witnessed largest increases in temperature. Since 1979, global heat waves have moved 20% slower, but now they occur 67% more frequently, which means more people are staying in the heat for longer. It is hoped that global movements will begin sensing the threat of climate change so that the international position on the climate issue will remain the dominant issue, and actions will continue to contribute to achieving a global consensus to solve the climate crisis.